Station.
Dude, that thumbnail looked real good on the way out, man.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? When you're like coming up into
Yeah, I've never seen it do
brother.
that. Was that
I do that every
new?
week. No, I do that every week. So
I thought maybe I was geeking or something.
the idea is that it's going into the movie, see? But anyway.
Nah, man, I love
Whatever,
it.
because you got the reels. And Mike designs all these thumbnails. If you look up Dylan's Horror Show on the phone and you pull up videos, it just looks like a movie reel, right? Get it? It looks really cool. It's nice. Doesn't work as well on the computer, I'll be honest. But
yeah, that was a big thing that I loved, man, were those like cigarette burns. Especially with, fucking, I think, man, In Search of Darkness is a big thing that like made me be like, dude, we gotta review like all those movies,
We still working on it too.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome to Dylan's Horror Show.
Hells yeah. Here tonight to talk about 2022's The Black Phone, aka Blumhouse's newest and latest film, directed by Scott Derrickson, starring Ethan Hawke. Yeah, man. This one I had some big hopes for because I also had heard through the grapevine that Tom Savini had designed and created the look of the masks. And I mean, first glance, you see the poster, you see the trailer, it looks like it's gonna be instantly iconic just from the look of Ethan Hawke, and we know he's a great actor. So, yeah, man. I think we gonna just get into it? You think?
Yeah, I mean, what else are we here for, man?
Exactly.
No use pussyfooting around this one. Let's be honest.
Get into it, man.
Right.
But we do have Scarpad and Brooks with us tonight.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about this movie.
Hells yeah. Station, Zach, but make sure you stay around, man, till the end, man, when we do show and tell, my man. Yeah, I guess I'll start first. Man, I saw the movie last.
And we'll be talking spoilers tonight, everybody.
Yeah. Good looks. Definitely spoilers. It's a week out now, but I'm sure not everyone's seen it yet.
I had a private screening.
Yeah. You got
because nobody else showed up. Is that what it was?
Yeah, there was five people in the audience.
He went early as hell, though.
Of course, some people do work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was like 7 or 10 people in our theater, Brooks. Maybe a little bit more.
Oh, mine was mine was sold out.
But we don't go to the most popular theater in our town right now.
Yeah.
But it's the only theater on this. There were a lot more people in there than I thought there would be. for a
Shit,
weekend.
mine was sold
Thursday.
out. I thought I was
Oh,
gonna have
really?
like a
Wow.
space in between. I went on a
Wow.
Friday. I went like it came out. Technically, I always go to like when we do the Avengers or Marvel movies. I usually see those like Thursday night, but this one, I went and saw Friday night after work, and it was sold out, man. It was cool, man. It was cool to see it with the crowd.
Friday,
Yeah, I think
for late night Friday shows were always strong for horror films.
Yeah.
Like when I worked there at the
Oh.
theater back in the day. So I'm assuming it's the same, even though the audience is a little bit
I
smaller.
would love to see it by myself, like in a theater by itself, like with nobody in it. That would be incredible. I'm gonna say, man, I went into this with super high expectations, and I kind of like would say if you haven't seen the trailer, don't even watch the trailer. Just go see it because I think you'll like it a lot better. Because as always, Hollywood like showed like a lot of, if not all, most of the Ethan Hawke scenes in the trailers, so that's kind of a bummer. My girlfriend was like, he's only in it for like a minute because she was kind of bummed about this movie. I still liked it. I was almost debating if I liked X better because I kind of came out more happy with X. Maybe, but I felt like my expectations were so high for this that it just didn't like achieve that level. To be honest, man, it's less than 2 hours long. I would have liked if they would have made it just 2 hours straight and gave that
I think the running time
all
was
that
great.
extra time to Ethan Hawke, man. Because
I think he was in it enough. You know, too much is too much.
Dude, I'm telling, that's like my only gripe with the film though, is that he's not in it more, and that like how he kind of got beat, you know, with just taking his mask off. You know, I didn't really care for that because he showed it. Like you see his face earlier when he kidnaps him, no problem. You know, I think the movie looks absolutely fucking beautiful though. I think the music's great. It really looks great. And because I was rewatching some of it, and I thought maybe he gets kidnapped a lot later, and he gets kidnapped probably like 30 minutes in. So that's like a good hour of him being kidnapped with Ethan Hawke, hour 10. But I still, man, I still feel like we should have got a little bit more. We technically only got one kill on screen, and that's AKA Deputy So-and-so, if you know him from Sinister, which I really like to see because I've
Is that the
getting
cokehead brother you're talking about?
yeah, the cokehead brother, which he was in It as well, or It Chapter 2. But I was really hyped, man, for this. I was like going back watching Sinister. I watched it a couple of times. Was watching Exorcism of Emily Rose.
Yeah, I didn't
So
realize he did
really
that one.
hyped
I
for
like
it.
that film, man. I like that one a lot.
Dude, he's a great director. The short story is done by Joe Hill, so I had a lot of hype for that because you know I love Stephen King, and obviously I like Joe Hill's work as well. But man, there was just like a little something missing out of this. I still think it's a great film, and I do really like it. And it's definitely one of the better Blumhouse films, but I just wanted like more gore. I like, you know what I mean? Like, there was just like a spark missing, man. And I just like, maybe I hyped myself too much, but I swear, man, there needed to be more than just one fucking kill, man. I feel like there needs to be like a prequel to this. Like, I need to see more, man. I know though, like that he can't like, they were probably weary about killing all these kids on screen, but, man, they could have like done it like
Hey,
more.
why not? They did it in Doctor Sleep.
You know what they should
The
have done?
movie's got a lot of killing of kids in it.
Yeah,
Jesus.
dude, it's not that big of a deal now. Like, dude, just
Kill the kids, man. In
Stranger
the
Things,
movies, man.
bro.
We know it's fake. It's okay.
They
Well,
already killed.
I don't think it was. I don't think it was
Yeah,
that
dude,
kind of
don't you
movie.
know they have to actually kill a kid every time they do a wrestling, dude?
You
Just
know
for
what,
research to see how to get it
Written in
right.
the Hollywood contracts or some shit.
you know what would have been really cool though? Like, you know how in American Werewolf, like, like his best friend's ghost, like he kind of starts decaying over time. It'd have been cooler if like the first kid, the most recent kid that got kidnapped, like looked the least damaged, you know, maybe just like blood, slit throat or something, and then like the later of the kids that like, or the first one that got kidnapped would look fucking, super grotesque. They all kind of looked a little bit the same. I would have liked this. I just wanted a little bit more darkness, man. I don't know, man. I felt like they pulled back a little bit, man. They like did everything right, but I just would have liked to see a little bit more gore, man. A little bit more Ethan Hawke. A little bit more like the psychological part on what the fuck is making this guy tick. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't really get nothing. I liked some ambiguity, like we get with Michael Myers and shit on the original Halloween, but I just needed a little something, bro. Robbie, man, go, because I'll talk all day. But I still do really like the movie, just so y'all know.
So I went and saw it Thursday, but I have a book my buddy Blake had gotten me, I think for Christmas. Joe Hill, 20th Century Ghosts. It contains the short story, right? So
Nice.
I decided I carved out 30 minutes on Thursday morning, and before work or anything, I sat down and I read it, and I really enjoyed it. It's like a 20-page short story, super quick, right?
I really want to read it myself.
In the short story, he immediately gets kidnapped. He remembers the story of some of the other kids, right? And then he has a few conversations with Ethan Hawke. Pretty much all of that Ethan Hawke bit is from the book. Almost all of it is like word for word from the short story, right?
Okay.
But then the phone rings, and the dude's like, and he recognizes it as being the pitcher or whatever, because I think it's the pitcher in there. Anyway, it doesn't matter. He recognizes it as the baseball player.
The guy who, the hitter.
Yeah, but I think in the book the kid's the pitcher. But I'm not 100% on that. I could be wrong. But anyway, he recognizes it that it's the baseball player, and he tells him to pack sand in the phone and use it as a weapon, and then he hits him and he gets out. And that's the short story, right? So I was really curious, what are you going to add to flesh this out into a movie? So I went with my homies, and Brooks was in the group, right? We went Thursday night.
I was there.
I left incredibly disappointed, and honestly, I will tell you this: I don't like this movie.
My girlfriend was really disappointed.
This is the first time I'm agreeing with your girlfriend, Dylan. Aside from that, you're a cool dude. Well, actually, I don't know if she thinks you're a cool dude. But I was disappointed. I didn't like this film. Everything that they added was the most generic, cliche drivel. They added abusive drunk dad. Why? I guess because it's based on Stephen King's Sons. Like, and that's it. Like, it's the cliche and all the Stephen King shit.
Girl with psychic powers.
Girl with psychic power. That's actually mentioned in the short story, but it's not alluded to as much, right? But I did like certain elements. I think all of the actors did great, including the kid actors. Yeah, I think Ethan Hawke did amazing for the little bit that we got. But man, all the stuff they added to me was so dumb, generic, by the numbers. Like the two cops, that's completely made up for this fucking thing. At the end, we get it, right? He had two houses, right? Then the cops have this weird narration as it's panning out, like to once again just be like, oh, he had two houses and he killed them in one and no shit. This movie, I don't know. It has so much potential. Amazing performances from pretty much everybody in there for the most part. Mostly I'm talking about the two kids, like the brother, sister, Finney and his sister, and Ethan Hawke. But man, it has a couple jump scares that work. But there's so much stupid shit in this fucking movie, man. So he gets the rope. In order to stretch this out, they had to come up with all these bullshit things from there, like the rope bit. So he puts the rope up a carpet tube and it perfectly just wraps around this fucking bar. I don't know, man. There were some bits in here that I thought were so stupid, so cliche, so dumb that it took away any of the impact I got from the performances involved. And there were some funny bits here and there, mostly involving the sister. But overall,
it sounds like it should have just been like a fucking creep show episode or something.
I think it probably should have, man. I'll be honest, man. I'm not gonna I do not like this movie. I was very disappointed yet again by another horror movie of 2022. And so far,
X, though.
X is the only one. X is my favorite movie of the year.
I came out liking X a lot better than this too. There's bits like I just loved like the bits with Ethan Hawke. To me, those are like iconic, and I just wish we got more of that. I think the film looks beautiful. But I can agree that a lot of the stuff, and I wish I would have read the story.
I
But I
don't.
feel like what they went with this when they were sticking to the story, that was probably the best parts. And
That
then
was the best
when
parts.
they veered off.
Maybe I shouldn't, Dylan. Maybe I shouldn't have read the story. You know what I'm saying? Because if you've read the book and you go see the movie, usually you're going to have some level of disappointment. But what disappointed me wasn't things left out or anything like that, but everything they got to expand on. They just did it in the most cliche, dumb fucking way. Like, I don't know, man. You know, I don't like the Rob Zombie Halloween that much, but maybe we needed to know a little bit more about Ethan Hawke's character. Like in the brother bit, you could like, it had a clashing of tones where it would try to be funny, it would try to be creepy, it was trying to get real, like the scene where the father's like beating the daughter, like that could have been visceral, but it just felt so out of place with things. And then the soundtrack to me clashes with the score. The score is by the dude who did The Witch and The Lighthouse. The score for this film is really good, but the soundtrack is like Guardians of the Galaxy leftovers. Like, and it's like, I don't know, man. It's like at a certain point, they like, let's hit the 70s nostalgia button. Let's hit the creepy button. Let's hit the fucking family tragedy button. And it just never came together to me. I think it tried to stretch too far in the wrong direction to fill out a short story into a feature. So I don't know. I did not like it. I'll be honest. Did not like it.
Hey, man. That's all we want is honesty.
It did not take him long to say when we got out of the theater either. No, I did not like that movie.
Yeah. No, my girlfriend, right as we walked out, I was like, what? She's like, I did not like that. I was like, I didn't like hate it. I was like, meh. That's really like, I was like, I really liked Ethan Hawke. I think he did great. I thought the little girl was good. She was a great actor. She like when she was getting beat on, like that was some good acting, you know. She was
these
really
goddamn kids, by the way, are fucking having UFC battles in the fucking playground.
Fucking
these kids are goddamn killing people. Like, what the fuck, man? I don't know, man. This movie's so stupid to me at times. I know it happens, but man, I've been in fights. I've seen plenty of fights, man. It ain't like fucking
movie fight.
Yeah,
movie
I mean,
fight.
bro.
You ever seen a kid like spin kick another kid to the face?
Christine's movie bullying kicked this movie's bullying out.
The kid saw Karate Kid, man. It happened in the same era.
Yeah. What was it? No, he was watching some Bruce Lee, and I like that they make like some drive-in Texas Chainsaw references. That was cool. Scarphead though, what did you think?
I saw it on Thursday with 7 people. I absolutely love this movie, and I think it's probably the best movie. Of course, that's not saying much. I haven't seen too many movies this year.
Have you seen X?
Movies. I saw parts of X. I have to go back to it, but old woman fucking in farmhouses don't really.
That's right up your alley, dog.
I know. I gotta see more. I tell you why I like this movie. This is why I like this movie. This movie was very honestly could have been a Stephen King movie, and it makes a lot of sense because his son wrote it. And I saw this movie as a very big homage, and some people may say cribbed some stuff. It's a fine line to Stephen King. This could be it. This could be Stand By Me. I loved all the characters in the movie. I thought that the kids did a great job. The little girl did a great job. I thought the father, who starts off as pretty reprehensible, has a background. If you listen, his wife had this power, had some sort of an image, some sort of a power that he didn't quite understand that killed her.
They're just trying to build the Firestarter cinematic universe.
I know, caused him a drink.
Yeah.
And caused his downfall, and the kids were living with
Stranger Things.
And the daughter had this, of course, now, and that's how she kind of, and I got the kind of feeling in this too, that obviously the phone's the MacGuffin with the kids calling back and telling them basically what to do. But I got the idea that was kind of sent to him through the daughter, because every time you saw his sister thinking about these same characters that are sending him messages as they're sending him messages, and then she connects with them to the house number. I like that superstition part of it. But the biggest character in this movie, without a doubt, was the time it was set in. The 70s was a character. I started thinking when I saw the beginning of this, one of my favorite films is Dazed and Confused, that had a little bit of that element to it. But this movie really could have worked in the 90s, could have worked in the 2000s with cell phones and technology, but it kind of does fit in with that 70s vibe. So I thought the 70s was a very good character for this movie. And I didn't think it was just nostalgic. I think they did that because a lot of Stephen King's movies, his father's movies, were set in that era. And I think Joe Hill kind of wrote that. I don't know, it's probably not indicated in the book short story whether it's in the 70s or not, but obviously he had some input on the movie. I liked it. I thought it was decent. I thought that twist at the end with the other houses was kind of a neat thing. Why wasn't his brother hearing him do all this stuff? His cocaine added brother, the Ethan Hawke was fantastic in it. None of the other kids I don't think fought back as much, and I don't even know if really those kids were calling him to tell him, hey, pat the phone there, or hey, look upon the wall to see if take the cable out. I think he just noticed that shit. And when he thought he was talking to the kids, they all kind of clicked to him. I don't know.
Well,
it's kind of a MacGuffin.
That he thinks he hears the phone too.
Yes. He thought but he doesn't believe in it enough.
Yeah.
See, that's something I would like to see them explore because they mentioned that in the book.
It is some supernatural.
They mentioned that in the novel that he hears this phone, right? And so like that they're like pranking him, and like you could I would like the dude. I don't know, man. I am glad you liked it though, Scarpad.
I thought it was a great movie. I thought it didn't need all the gore, didn't need all that because this was kind of a Stand By Me throwback. It had the kids, had their lives. It could, it doesn't necessarily have to be ramped up with jump scares. I think it had some. I don't think it was that type of movie. Maybe the expectation. I haven't seen any of this guy's.
Feel like a full
right. Well, I didn't see this guy's other movies, so I don't know. I can't judge him against those.
Sinister,
but I don't think this was going to be meant to be a full-on, down and dirty horror movie. I thought meant to be more of a slice of 70s, a Stand By Me type of thing where the whole idea behind the kid, the whole story was the baseball player, the pitcher saying, hey, you have to learn to stand on your own. The kid couldn't do it. He couldn't fight. He couldn't overcome any of those obstacles. And that was the point of the movie. And then by the end, which was a little cliched, he goes in, he has more confidence. Now he's getting a babe. Everybody in school loves him because he killed the grabber. I don't know. I thought it was a good story. I thought it was excellent. I really enjoyed it.
The trailers though make it look like it's about to be some.
But that's why you can't. That's why you can't. Yes, movie. That's why you can't believe trailers. Trailers always sell you down the river. They sell you a movie that they want to sell you, and that's what's killed so many movies because people see the trailer and they think it's a comedy when it's a horror. They think it's horror when it's a comedy. Trailers fuck you at the movies. So, but I enjoyed it. I liked it.
Hells yeah. Brooks, my man. Whoa, what are you thinking on all this, man? How'd you like it?
Well, I mean, I thought it was all right. I didn't like not like it. There were parts of it that I liked. I mean, I didn't dislike it as much as Robbie did, I think. But it's like horror, like modern horror with me. A lot of it doesn't hit like it's supposed to. It's like, with the exception of like the A24 stuff and like I guess Jordan Peele's movies. Like I haven't seen like a modern horror movie that really captures the kind of psychological horror as well. Well, I guess The Invisible Man was pretty good with that. But this movie it's like it almost did at times, but it never quite made it for me. So I thought it was all right. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it.
They made a movie. It's hard to make a movie. Brooks respects
it. You gotta hire actors and shit.
We're making this hard.
Derrickson hasn't made a movie since like 2014, and he's coming off of not being able to do Multiverse of Madness because of work conflicts or whatever, or conflict with
creative differences.
Creative differences. So,
And
I
so
really
he
was
was
having some
apparently
high hopes for this, man. Like, he's about to come out like, man, y'all fucked up. I'm the
apparently
shit.
he was
Like,
going. He always planned on doing this movie because the short story is from 2004 or something like that.
yeah.
So apparently he always planned on doing it. But when that happened, he was like, "All right, now I'm going to do my passion project now." So apparently
Yeah.
he's been wanting to do this. I think, and this is Scarpack kind of hit something here when he was talking about. It feels like Stand by Me ish, right? Like it
Yeah.
feels like Stephen King movie. Here's the thing, though.
It definitely feels
And
like
I'm not
a Stephen King
super
movie.
like, but the thing is, this is like Scott Derrickson being able to make his Stephen King movie based on something all the Stephen King shit's been done,
Yeah.
right? But it doesn't feel like a Joe Hill story. And that's the thing is I think he took a Joe Hill story and Stephen Kinged it up. And I think that's unfair to Joe Hill and to the actual story.
Well,
That's just
I'd have to. I don't know the real story. I haven't read the short story, but
I'm
yeah,
that
it
asshole,
almost
man. I knew
feels
I
like
shouldn't have read the damn story. I
it
shouldn't have.
it almost feels like fucking Danny could walk down the street in this. You know what I mean? Like
They
it's
put
in
the
that world.
sister in the raincoat and the rain and they're
Oh
doing
yeah,
all this like shit to make you. And in the original book, the grabber is an overweight clown, right? So I do like the change
Oh.
here because, and obviously
What's it?
based on what's it Macy, right? So I appreciate the change here because I think that Ethan Hawke's performance and the look has potential. It had potential to be like NECA action figures, a franchise, you know, but it doesn't deliver fully for me. That's just me.
yeah.
I don't think every movie
get
has
it.
to be a franchise.
hear
Though.
you.
I think more movies are better off if they're one and dones. I think where a lot of things get in trouble is they make movies then say we're going to make a franchise out of it.
I get that,
like,
Scarpad. I agree 100%.
Yeah.
But we do need to have a good, solid, masked killer franchise going.
Yeah.
I'm just saying this could have
Dude,
been.
that mask
This
is
could have
so
been it.
iconic, bro. It really could have been like. That's why it's like that matte, like, and the first one where it's like the mouth is like, you know, like painted over and there's no mouth. The first one when he first kidnaps him and wakes him up, I thought
you're gonna get that in the
scariest one.
black phone too.
And
You
then
know
his
they're gonna do
dog, bro, that fucking dog looked like a fucking panther, bro. That shit was cool as hell.
He was just
I'm not. Well,
hungry.
I'm saying I would think if they did a Black Phone movie, it would have to be a prequel. But I doubt they will.
No, they could
I
do another
doubt
one.
they will.
Some other guy grabs the man.
That mask, bro, is just so fucking awesome.
All right, Dylan
That
left
was
before.
one
Okay.
thing I really liked was I like the mask. It's like I like
No,
how
I
it's
hit
like
the
two
button by
pieces, so you could have the mouthpiece or the headpiece or both at any time. And he had the smiley one and he had the stern one.
Well, I think it's tough though. I think anytime you adapt a short story that's really short, a short story, it to add, you know, it's hard when you have to kind of embellish it, but still make it connect back to the original story. I think they did okay. I think they could have maybe touched on a little bit more of the background of the whole psychic thing because it wasn't really defined well. So they could
Just
have
that
both.
her mother had it.
Yeah, they said
they-
like her mother had
Yeah.
had visions or dreams or something.
Right, and then eventually killed her, you know. But I think they could have boasted that. But I agree, it's a lot. I mean, let's face it. I'm trying not to be cynical here, but you know, obviously this movie was probably made because of Stranger Things too. It had that vibe in it. Now I'm not saying that kind of horror vibe. I'm talking just with all the kids and that type
I
of thing.
feel like anything with
that's
kids
kinda hot
nowadays,
right
they're
now.
just gonna get that vibe. But
Yeah.
they possibly could have been going for that. Because now I feel like you can't even put a kid in a fucking yellow raincoat without seeing Georgie. You know what I mean?
I know.
Yeah, right.
You just can't. Like anybody like that. Even if they were like, dude, I really wasn't trying to do that. They'd be like, but it still fucking looks like Georgie. Especially if it's in a horror movie. There's no fucking way. But here's something I think we definitely could all pretty much agree on. Cinematography, and the music, you know. First off, I think the cinematography is incredible. I do like the you know, like the handheld video V8 or like, you know, that really old video style that he did in Sinister.
60 millimeter, yeah.
He's kind of been perfecting that. I would have liked those like the dreams though to be a little bit darker. Like they were kind of just going into the kids. I would have liked to see their experiences with Ethan Hawke instead of just kind of seeing, like the one kid fucking play a pinball machine game and like, beat the shit out of some kid because he fucked up his high score. Like I would have really liked.
That's probably my favorite scene in the whole movie, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like they could have still done that, but like I would have liked to see other scenes, man. Where
but it feels like, to me, it feels like it's not a part of the story. Like it feels like they're trying to do this, they're trying to do that, and they're trying to do the book, and it just, to me, it just doesn't come together. But I don't know. But I do think that the cinematography is very well done.
Hell yeah.
Like I think that it looks beautiful. Right,
and taking place in the 70s, it looks up to par. It
looks fine. And you mentioned the music. I think the score is really good. I was listening to a little bit of it earlier before we went live on its own, and it's not something that you can jam to listening to the car. It's not like Goblin, where you're going to be like cruising down the fucking street, chilling, vibing out.
It works in the movie.
It works for the movie, but it doesn't work with the soundtrack to me.
Yeah,
like and the sound design's great too. Like this had one of the most effective jump scares I've seen in a theater. I don't know in how fucking long, but it's when they first go.
People, they didn't get me though. Obviously.
The one where they just cut over to the fucking dude real quick, like they're just gonna do the slow pan, and I don't know. That got the shit out of me. I was like, when I go, Jesus Christ, that means you got
it.
The scene I think was the best scene in the movie was the scene where Ethan Hawke is sitting in the kitchen with the shirt off, with the belt ready to beat him to death, because it was obvious at that point. If the kid didn't get the phone call and if he had gone up there, he would have at that point been dead. And the whole fact that he didn't go up there, I think twice this happened in the movie. And the fact that he didn't go up there, even though he knew it was unlocked and he could have escaped, got Ethan Hawke more interested in him and caused him to live longer than the other ones did.
Yeah. Because
all that stuff was added in.
The other ones.
All that stuff was added
in.
I think
that scene was good. I like that scene where he's sitting there.
Because the whole idea that you get in the short story is that he's really frustrated because his brother's crashing with him and he can't go downstairs and kill this kid. Right? Like that's the whole vibe you get. And Vern's right there, bruh. You take out the sister, and the sister is mentioned in the story. And what it is he starts kind of fantasizing about his mom and his dad. There's no mention of a broken home or anything like that, or abuse or anything. But he mentions he's fantasizing about his mom and dad looking for him, and his sister, who has these dreams, he mentions, that sometimes come true, that she's going to see black balloons in the phone line, and she's looking for him. But that's all you get out of that. But you take her out of the movie's the same. There literally is no reason for her to be in that movie, and how willingly these two dipshit fucking detectives are to let this like 10-year-old lead their fucking investigation.
Well, I thought that was pretty accurate, actually.
I don't know, man. All that shit's the most cliche. To me, it's generic and cliche. Yeah. That's what I don't like about it.
They're sitting there waiting for the call.
God.
True. Anyway. Yeah, probably.
Anyway, so style's fine, structure's off. Music is inconsistent because it clashes to me, I think, between the throwing on Fox on the Run and juxtapositioning that against some of the more. I just think it's a tonal clash structurally.
The other thing I don't like is on these 70s movies. My God, there was a lot of music in the fucking 70s, and all these 70s movies have the same fucking songs in them. Can't they come up with something different? Holy shit!
Oh, they're not putting out any new music from the 70s.
No, but there's a lot of music in the 70s. Why do we have to get Fox and the Run? We've heard that all in Dazed and Confused,
Simple Simon is spot on the money too. The one ghost who's the guy who beats the shit out of the dude at the pinball game, that's a poor man's Billy from Stranger Things.
No, nice. Yeah, nice.
I mean, right? Like
nice
straight up.
Simon. Yeah, that's a good one.
What did Brooks think about the style and structure? I wonder.
Well, I mean, I thought the movie looked really nice, and it was a pretty typical pacing for kind of suspenseful type movie like this. I think the atmosphere was good. I mean, like I said, I liked the mask, the killer mask, and how varied he could make it. Since you're not seeing his expression, so like the mask is basically your representation of the killer. And sometimes that can, actually turn against him because, Michael Myers' mask is scary, but that's because it reflects like what he is like. He's just a blank killing machine. He doesn't care about anything. But sometimes with a character like this, like you want to it has to be a reason he's doing this. Like he has to take some kind of pleasure in it. But overall, I thought it was. I liked this, as far as the soundtrack goes. I didn't really notice it much except for the Pink Floyd song. It's like anytime Pink Floyd comes on in a movie, I'm all excited. Like,
Is that not the most bonkers choice, by the way?
Yeah.
You get to use a Pink Floyd song, and that's the one you pick. It's so weird. It doesn't fit with anything else in the fucking movie.
Which
It's
one
so
was
weird. They use that bit in Dark Side of the Moon where it's like
it was like on the run,
something like that.
Was on the run.
Yeah. Yeah.
That whole thing.
Well, plus wasn't on the run from the wall.
That was Dark Side of the Moon, I think.
Oh, is it? I thought it was.
I think it's Dark Side of the Moon.
Oh, I'm thinking Run Like Hell.
You think of Run Like Hell. Yeah. Now, I want to respond to Zach real quick. He said the kids tipping off the cops is bad, but in Pieces, the teenager joining the force is good. Here's the thing. Both of those, to me, are dumb plot points. But the difference is Pieces is a fucking ridiculously dumb movie.
Right. It's a different type of film.
And so, like, this one's not one of those films. So, yeah, for this one, to me, it's just, I mean, I'm not saying that there's something, Dylan said there's something missing.
I think we
right?
can all agree that the movie was underwritten. It was.
Yeah.
It was
that's good.
underwritten.
Yeah, good point.
They had the basic pieces, but it still, it was missing the connected parts to bring them all together.
They couldn't figure, they could adapt the short story, but they couldn't figure out what to do to add to it. It's like what they figured out, they just went the wrong way.
Backstory on the grabber. It's as
I don't know
simple
if
as
you
that.
need, I don't know if you need to see
something
the backstory
really
of the grabber.
special
I just
with
think
Not maybe do it in a more subtle way, but like I don't know, man.
Like,
there needed to be more
anything.
interaction. All you had to do was
anything.
add more interaction between Finney and the grabber.
Yeah.
You don't need to have these weird and he home alones it at the fucking end, bruh. What is this, Rambo Last Blood? Like, come on, man. I don't
he
know.
found his mojo.
Fucking
Yeah, I get it.
breaks it. Then when he takes his mask off and he's like, oh, and
But we don't know why.
Why?
Like you said, he's not wearing a mask in the beginning, but if you notice, his face is painted
I
all
was
pale
gonna
white.
say, I didn't mention that, but it did look like, I've been meaning to say, so did he have some type of skin problem? But we don't get anything, so how the fuck do we know? If his
Maybe
face
a good way to
doesn't look
stretch it
complete.
in, maybe a good way to stretch it out would have been to pad it, would have been actually showing, like when the other kids are getting grabbed, like showing a little bit more of that.
Yeah.
Show how different his interaction is. Build that up. Build it up.
I
Not show
agree.
a gory kid death or nothing, but like
I agree with that, Hack. For me, I mean, that is what this movie, I mean, we might want to make the movie something it's not. But their intention, and that's what this movie's about, is the kid finding his courage and standing up for himself. I mean, that was the
but R.L. Stein did that
They've done it in a
800
better
times.
I
with
know.
Goosebumps.
I understand what you're saying. I'm just saying that was the point of this movie.
This would be a great episode of Goosebumps.
Oh man, yeah, it's about.
Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Courage.
Or a
They
good creep.
didn't
as
have
Dylan
no
said, a good creep show.
anticlimactic moment for the kid for when he rises up and gets his courage. You know what I mean? There's no
I appreciate that.
It's missing that oomph.
Do you want to talk about characters?
Yeah,
There's some
who's
good characters.
everyone's favorite character? I'll go first. Obviously, it's freaking Ethan Hawke, fucking as the grabber. I think he's what we get from him is absolutely fantastic. I really feel like the mask is just instantly iconic. So they really could have done something absolutely special with this. No, honestly, if I didn't hype myself up, I'd probably think it's a good movie, great movie. But as I've gotten older, and I see that mask, man, and I know they could have done something better than this. That's just the thing, man. They could have done something better. And at least this time Robbie's with me, because usually I go against him on this, I still don't think it's a terrible movie or anything. I'll definitely watch it quite a few more times because Ethan Hawke makes it worth it. I do like both the kids. but like the girl is hilarious. Robin is hilarious. But yeah, Ethan Hawke is just, those masks look so good. You don't get much of it. You only get the one scene, but when he first kidnaps him and puts him on the bed and wakes him up, and he has that mask, and it has like the extended jawline, but the mouth is like, it looks like it's almost taped over, or they just, he has no mouth.
Yeah.
I think that might be one of the creepiest ones. Obviously that
the
and
masks
then the
are
smile.
The masks are representing his moods, right? Because when he's frowny, and then he's got no mouth because he's trying to be silent, and shit
Or
like
then
that.
when he's looking at him, and then he's just got the bottom half, and you see like those beautiful blue eyes,
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like they could have done a little bit more with this, man. Gave us a little bit more of a back and forth between the grabber and Finney. Establish something, like why he's like, oh, nothing's going right. You know what I mean? Like because he won't come upstairs when he opens the door, or leaves the door open. He's not, doing what the normal kids do. They're just, just missing that little something, man.
He should be becoming more unglued.
Yeah.
As that's happening.
Yeah, man, he really isn't. Because there's that one scene in the trailer where you hear him screaming to hang up the phone. You don't get that. He just says it like once, and he's like quietly. He's like, what are you doing? I told you the phone.
I think the movie is probably test audienced to death, like a lot of modern horror film.
It said it was like, I think it did really good, and like I thought maybe that was X, but I thought it had.
The people are really liking it. I mean, people are listing that as one of their favorite horror films of the year. Many people I respect, so I get it, including y'all.
For like people that aren't as big into horror, I feel like it's perfect for them. But I've seen people that are huge into horror, and they absolutely love it. And that's why another reason I was like, oh my God, this is going to be so awesome. And I'm not to say that I feel like everything I say makes me think like I hate it. I really don't hate it. I just feel like it could have been so much more.
Well, I said
for me, it's like,
I've seen this year,
it's
but
in the middle.
I saw Jurassic
Good
Park.
and great. What was that?
I said it was the best movie I've seen this year, but all I've seen this year is Jurassic
Park. I saw X.
Is it better than Top Gun? Better than Top Gun, man?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, Top Gun's good, even though it rips off Star Wars.
For me, Dylan, I'll agree with you, Dylan. It's Ethan Hawke. This is my favorite character, my favorite performance. But outside of that, it's Gwen, the sister, played by Madeline McGraw. She's smart ass. She starts cursing when she's like, "What the fuck, Jesus?" like that whole prayer and all that stuff. I really, really dig that. So I will go with her as my favorite character outside of the grabber, of course, because the initial scene with Ethan Hawke is really good. There is subtlety in his performance that just there should have been a little bit more focus in on him, and you could have pulled some of the other stuff back, and maybe it would have worked for me. I don't know.
Yeah, he was.
But Gwen's adorable, man. She's hilarious. Gwen's what I wanted little Leia to be like. And
I like little Leia. You didn't like?
I like little Leia, but imagine if she was like Gwen in this movie. It'd been even better.
You wanted to say "fuck you."
She hung out with Mace Windu. Mace Windu too. Like, what if this was a Mace Windu show and he went and picked her and like saved her and she learned all them words. Anyway, that's what I think.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I would say that I'm gonna give it to Gwen. Was my favorite character. I thought the girl was very good. Ethan Hawke was great. He was good, as I said, in probably the best part of Moon Knight, because I didn't really care for that show, but he was good in it. So he can be the villain. And I thought she did a good job. I mean, it was a pretty good performance. I thought I would like a little bit more for her to do, but she was good. She was also in. She played the daughter in the Showtime's Outcast adaptation, which was pretty good, but canceled unceremoniously. And she was good in that too. So, but I enjoyed her. She was probably the best part of the movie. Finn was kind of generic, I thought. I like Jeremy Davies, who was the father. He's been good in things like Justified. He was excellent, and he was pretty good here. But the role wasn't really written out that well. There wasn't enough for him to really do. So I'd say the daughter. Gwen was my favorite character. Brooks.
Brooks, what do you think? And Perp, yeah, man, I think Scream 5 is probably my favorite of the year so far. It's tough between that and X, but I think Scream 5 theater experience too, dude. That's one of my best theater experiences of the year was Scream 5, man. Like the fucking just so good, man. So good in theater, especially the first time watching that was just so fucking awesome. I'll remember that one always. Brooks, my man, who's your favorite character in this?
I like the best friend character, the badass fighter who was doing like spin kicks on bullies and shit.
Robin?
Bandana. Yeah. Like I like that kid because like I love him like just walking into his school bathroom to wash the blood off of his knuckles.
Yeah.
And like when the bullies are like Mike was like, hold up.
Man, Moots had some sharp ass teeth while them kids are trying to bully, washing all that thick.
Yeah, he goes, I didn't think he was actually gonna fight back, but
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of like sad when he ended up being the second victim. I'm like, damn. But yeah, like
I know, me too. Because I would have thought he could have whooped,
like,
whooped if
he has
Finn
to
won,
give
man.
his friend the speech though, so I guess they had to do it.
Right. Let's see. Should we get into rating, or I think that might do it. Is there anything else anyone wants to add that they that didn't go their way?
There was one thing that bothered me about it was like when he first brings him his food and his drink, he gives him a glass bottle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, the kid never thought, hey, maybe I should break this glass bottle.
Oh man, right.
Sneak up while he's asleep and fucking stab him in the neck.
Well, I think the door was always locked. It was only unlocked those first couple of times.
Yeah, the 2 times.
But still, he could have saved some of the fucking glass. He could have used that.
The kid also had that
little glass shard he could hide behind his back.
The kid had the pointy rocket flashlight too. He had that flashlight rocket thing. He could have stabbed him with that.
Dude, I thought that was gonna come in handy to like save his ass, and my girl said that too, and I was like, that's definitely.
Yeah, it never really came into it.
But it didn't. It like he cut him on the initial kidnapping, and he still had it even after. But it never really like came in to really save him where I thought it would.
And then there's that bullshit where he has to like take his toilet apart so he can like unscrew that fucking shit. Yeah. What the fuck ever?
I feel like, dude.
Yeah, also, plus that made no sense too. I mean, I put 2 pieces of fucking toilet paper down my toilet. It won't flush. This kid put 80 pounds of fucking dirt down it.
Yeah, right. I know. I was like, that might get clogged up. But dude, I feel like a lot of shit that got set up in this just never. It either got left alone and acted like nothing. It was never fucking said, or just never. It never went anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Well, how did that kid know that the wall was in back of the freezer?
And do all freezers have a fucking trap door to get into it from the back? Like what?
Well, yeah, they have a little grill thing, but nothing you can climb through like that.
Yeah, what the fuck? And all of that was just set up so he could throw the dog meat.
Right, exactly. If he didn't get that dog meat.
God, it's so cliche and just fucking obvious.
Yes, yeah. Oh yeah. Well, you know, that's how fucking writing is these days, unfortunately.
But it doesn't have to be, man.
Watch any episode of fucking new Star Trek, you'll see shit like that. It makes you crazy.
Well, you always got to bring up Star Trek. We could be talking about goddamn Last House on the Left to be like, this reminds me of that Star Trek episode.
They're fucking my going now. Oh my god.
I heard they just made them like generic ass evil aliens, like Marvel villains, you know? Like, oh god.
All right. Well, let's get anything.
Oh fuck! I hate this fucking movie. Screw it.
Well, you know, we touched on this already, but the basic theme of the movie is this kid finding his courage.
Yeah. Well,
right?
what do you think the theme? Yeah.
I mean, that is the theme. That's the theme of the fucking movie. Yeah. I mean,
it's
pretty forecast. It's R.L. Stein.
Anyone else?
You read the book, Robbie. So he was getting phone calls from his friends on the black phone in the book.
In the book, he got one call. He only ever got one call in the short story, and that was the call that told him, take the dirt over there in the corner, pack it into the phone, use it as a weapon. And then he does it and he gets out.
Even in the book, the black phone didn't hold much. But did they touch on why was this happening?
No, but they do mention, he mentions that the black phone has been there since he was young, and he still hears it ring, but every time he
Mm.
answers it, nobody's there.
That's what he kind of mentioned. He does mention that in the movie, but
he doesn't get multiple calls. He just gets the one call
Yeah.
in the short story. But it's like a 20-page short story. So, and it builds up everything else just through him recollecting. Like he's always like, oh, I remember this kid. He's a baseball player. I barely knew him, but I remember him. He was one of he went missing, you know, and he starts piecing it together and things like that.
Yeah. Nice. Is there any other themes anyone else notices? Brooks, did you notice any other themes besides the one we've all noticed? Or Scarp had? Robbie usually finds them, so if not, you know. But I know Brooks has come up with a good one here and there. Man.
That's pretty much about it. I mean, kill the kid.
Don't talk to strangers.
That's the obvious.
Yeah, even if he wants to show you a magic trick, which I did like that was Ethan Hawke's kind of like.
Yeah.
I thought maybe we would get more into the magic stuff, but I like that they kind of kept it behind. I like that was like his alter serial killing, grabbing kids' ego.
Well, it kind of has also like the thing that Stephen King used in some of his this fear of like how people will look the other way if they don't want to get involved in something even if they know it's bad. Like that was a big thing in it. Like the adults would just look the other way while like all these bad things are happening, and that was kind of like a part of
they kind of touched upon this a little bit, but
it is kind of like that, but without the giant psychic spider angle, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and to hold your
having this guy just go around snatching kids and like nobody ever do anything about it.
Yeah, and in the movie, I think they're adding something with the father too, because he's holding back Gwen and her abilities. And so how does that affect Finney? Like that's probably a part of what Finney is seeing. Finney doesn't want to get beat. He's not willing to speak up like his sister because he sees what his sister has to go through. So I think they're adding a little something like that. That's another dumb cliche thing. Like, oh my God, at the end, of course, in a goddamn Hallmark fucking moment, the drunk dad shows up and he's like, I'm so sorry. I'm sober and I'm a good guy now and I'm going to take care of y'all. Like, God damn it. This could have been a Hallmark horror film. Watch this. 50 years from now, it'll be on the Hallmark channel during Halloween.
It was kind of
right next to Hocus Pocus 4.
Unearned redemption. I think
unearned redemption. You're right. Yeah, 100%.
I think the closest thing you can say about this movie is it was It light. It was a lot like It, if you really think about it, but it was nowhere near as good. So
much like It is probably why Ethan Hawke's not a clown in the fucking movie.
Well,
man, that look is.
But he's a stand-in for the clown, right? It's a similar type of story. You gotta admit, it's pretty similar with the kids and the but It was so much better
with the black balloons instead of the red. I hope NECA does a figure for that, man, with all the faces. That would be fucking awesome.
I guess it depends how well the movie does in the theater.
I think it's doing pretty well. So
yeah,
it doubled its budget its first weekend, so it's good.
Yeah, man, I would go see it again. I'd like to see it by itself, but
I'll see it when it comes on video. I won't see it.
It's a weird one, man. It's like one where like I have a lot of problems with. There's a lot of problems I have with it, but I still like want to watch it more just to see Ethan Hawke.
Well, let me ask you a question.
It looks visually great to me.
If this movie debuted on Shudder, what would your opinion be then?
Oh man, this movie would be one of the best Shudder debuts that they put out. I mean, Shudder does a lot of good movies, but they can also be very hit or miss because they put a lot of new stuff out. Shudder does a lot of new stuff, man. That's why I say Shudder, man, for $5 a month is one of the best streaming services, especially if you're a horror fan.
I think Shudder just picks up all the horror films that are having trouble finding distribution. Possibly. Because they know that there's a market for it. There's a ravenous market that wants new horror content.
They got all the In Search of Darkness movies.
They got the new movie
Holliston,
written by Michael Morisi and Tom Seeley.
Dude, I put that on for a few minutes. That shit looks kind of not good.
Well, I still want to watch it.
Yeah, what was the name of that movie? I saw that up there.
Revealer.
Oh yeah.
I want to see the madness. It's like I think it's a Korean zombie film but I've heard people say it's one of the most brutal films in years, and that it was really good. But I've been waiting to watch it because there's no dub, it's only subtitles. So I want a movie like that. I gotta be ready to pay attention.
Subtitles help your reading skills, Dylan.
Man, I can read just fine. It's just that I have to obviously like be paying attention the entire time. I have to be in the mode for it is all. So
Yeah,
I guess if anyone was able to see The Black Phone recently in theaters, if you want to put your rating down in the chat below, if y'all weren't here last week, I don't know. I think it was last week we finally did it, or the week before we finally did it, where you can do whatever. You could do 2.7. You could do 2.8. We're not doing
some bullshit though. I'm gonna be honest, man.
But I have to admit, as long as every one of the ratings end up at .69, we're good.
Yeah, exactly.
And they have every week.
So, yeah, throw your rating down below. Brooks, let's start with you, my man. What do you want to give this rating out of 1 to 5? You digs?
I'll give this one a 3. Like I said, I didn't hate it. It was all right, but maybe I could stand a rewatch of it. Maybe give it a second chance. I'd maybe like it better, but like on my first viewing, it seemed like a pretty middle of the road movie for me. So, Trace. Or 3.1, I guess.
3.1.
But earn that extra 0.1.
Scarpad, what are you thinking, my man?
I'm going to give it. Maybe I should have watched it with dubbed with subtitles. I'll give it 3.75 slipcovers.
3.75.
I liked it. I thought it was a decent movie. It was.
No, I said you did by accident, man.
Oh, you did? Oh, whatever. But I thought the performances, I think Ethan Hawke and the girl was enough to sell me on the movie that I did enjoy it. It was an enjoyable hour and a half. Was it the best horror movie ever? No. But it was an okay, killing of an hour and a half. So I'd say 3.75 for me.
3.75. This is about the Madness movie. Watch it on Shudder with subs. You'll be fun messed up. The sake of being messed up is my big complaint. Well, sometimes that's what makes it special. But I feel you. Some people, I'll have to see it, and maybe I'll get what you mean then. But yeah, no, slips all day. So we got a 3.1 and a 3.75. Rockin' Robbie.
Oh God.
Dun dun dun.
I like most of the kid actors. I like some of the music. I like Ethan Hawke a lot. But for the most part, Dylan's gone. For the most part, I found it rather lacking. I found it very lacking. I didn't like it. Cliche, generic, everything I said. I'm going 2.5.
That's still not bad.
Oh, man.
Because they made a movie, and movies are hard to make. It's 2.5. It's watchable for me, and I think most people will enjoy it.
Yeah.
But it didn't work for me.
A lot of people seem to really be enjoying it, man.
That's
I'm glad. I'm glad. I mean, I want people to enjoy horror, To me, this isn't like fully horror, it's kind of more like the Silence of the Lambs, type.
It's not as horror as, say, Legend, right?
Like Stand By Me with a horror element.
Yeah, it's got some of that.
But man, you and my girlfriend are right on them. You guys are right neck and neck. I asked her, I was like, what do you want me to tell the guys for your rating? And she said 2.5. So we got a 2.5 from Robbie and my girl. And I think I'm at a 3 solid. Yeah, because I was at like a 7 out of 10 when I got out of theater. After sitting on it, talking, I still love the things I like, but I have found a little bit more issues with 3. That's like 6 out of 10. No, you know what? 3.2. Yeah. So 3.2. We got a 2.5. Another 2.5. we got a 3.75, we got a 3.1, and we got a 4 from Zach. Oh, 4 from Zach from his wife, and he gives it a 4.5, and Gary gives it a 3 slips. Nice. All right. So yeah, with that's an average score of 3.269. Hey. Oh,
As long as
and
it
my
ends
boy,
in 69, baby.
and my
all
boy
matters.
Evan said 3.85. 3.85. Nice, nice. Hell yeah. You know, man. Yeah, 3.2, man. Yeah, I think it's like a 6.5, 6.5 out of 10. If they would have gave it like that extra 10 minutes of Ethan Hawke, I probably would have, it would have been a 7.75 all day. 8 maybe. I just need more Ethan Hawke, man.
Now the 4K comes out and it has 10 minutes of extra hardcore stuff that was cut because
Man, if there's
audience don't like it,
the director's cut,
you will have to
we'll come back
reevaluate.
and do the damn director's cut.
I ain't watching this movie again, man. Sorry.
Wow. Even if it's like all the good stuff.
20
Nah, just do
extra
that.
minutes.
Do
I'm
that.
walking out of the movie with Robbie
20
that he
extra
hates
minutes.
because he immediately starts venting about how much the movie sucked.
Because I'm mad, man. I just spent all that time, man.
Did you
Fucking shit. The Twizzlers were the best part.
Did
of
you
the whole
stay through the
experience.
credits though?
No.
The fucking dude popped back up out of the hole. You didn't see that?
Like Skeletor?
I swear to fucking God. Wait a minute.
Are you being
credit
serious,
scene.
bro? Are you fucking?
No, I'm fucking with you. You didn't pop
That
out.
would have been cool, though.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
He's
That would have
just
saved it
sitting
all.
there, he's like,
There was no
man,
Marvel
just a little
moment.
kink in my neck. That was just a
Goddamn,
little
Zac
kink in my
Efron shows
step.
up and he's like, "My daughter's got the power too." Fuck
He
it.
was just like, man, just ain't nothing but a little kink in my neck.
I ain't watching this
The
shit.
kink in my step, baby. So yeah. Next week we will be reviewing Get It?
Society.
Man,
Been building up to this one, Dylan.
hell yeah.
I'm
And,
ready. There's been some disappointment. I'm ready.
I know, man. I know you are. And Brian Yuzna, man, getting
I'm
some
ready to
Yuzna back
see-
in my life. I can't wait.
I'm ready to see what the boys think about that one, bro.
Hell
Cannot
yeah.
wait.
And I got
Burn, Steph, we need you back next week, bro. Come on. This has got to be on Shudder or some shit, right?
Does he go beyond Reanimator? Brian Usna? Because then he produced the Reanimator?
this movie
Yeah, he
goes
did.
above that, like wildly. Reanimator is a better movie.
Uh-oh.
This movie is fucking nuts. But I think I got in Show and Tell. I also got
It's on Tubi.
not next week's, but the week's after's movie. So
Society's on
what is it?
Tubi.
I got a
Everybody
movie.
knows.
I got something for Show and Tell, and
it's on Shudder.
For the movies. What is
Yeah.
on Shudder?
What? Society's on Shudder and Tubi.
Nice. I didn't
Just
know.
letting people
about
know.
Shudder. Oh,
Better
you know
watch-
what? That's
better
why
watch it.
it was on my list because I was going through a lot of stuff on Shudder.
Shudder's better. No commercials.
So any of y'all got anything for Show and Tell?
Yeah, got a few things.
Yeah, man, you know it.
Who wants to go first? Who's ready? Brooks?
Robbie can go first.
Who?
I can go first. I don't give a shit. Let's do
Who's
it.
ready? You ready?
Do it.
All right.
I'm ready right now. Let's do it. All right. First of all, after a kerfluffle that happened through the mailing, I finally got my copy of X.
Oh, nice.
It's a bit late.
I actually do my freaking pre-order canceled because I put it on the wrong card, so I gotta get it.
Mine never showed up, got lost. I had to get another one, but then they were like, "We're out of stock." And so then
really?
it
Yeah, I
finally
saw it
came.
went out of stock.
So there's my Joe Hill 20th Century Ghosts. That's where I read The Black
Nice.
Phone. It's in there. So's The Cape. It's in there as well.
I'd like to check that out.
Last week I wasn't here. I was at Heroes Con, Charlotte, North Carolina. I am not doing a Rock and Robbie live tomorrow night, but I am going to go live at the same time, 7 p.m. Central Time, on Pop Culture Philosophers to do a little bit of a Heroes Con recap and report and show off my haul. But here's a sneak peek. There's my copy of Red Room #1 now signed by Ed Piscor. because I got to meet him. And here's my copy of Red Room number 4, the Jim Rugg variant. Ed Piscor signed it on the tit, and then Jim Rugg signed it right there. And Ed Piscor was even like, I'm going to sign it on the titty, man. So that's super cool. Meaning those guys were awesome. This came out a couple weeks ago. I picked it up today. This is the Grindel Omnibus, Volume 1. They're now putting these back out. And they used to be digest size. Now they're full comic book sized. So that's cool. That's a great comic book. There's a Netflix show coming. This just came out this week. Ooh, this is the Nocturnals Omnibus from Dark Horse by Dan Brereington. Volume 2. I showed Volume 1. It's a great stuff. I showed Volume 1 on the channel when I got that, but now Volume 2 is here. It's even meatier. And still, this whole thing, $29.99, y'all.
Wow.
That's a good deal, man.
Yeah.
So I got that first omnibus is like
Yeah.
a steal.
So you want one? I had to reorder more, so I think I got another one coming. All right, and my good friends over at Dynamite, shout out to Nick Barucci and company. They sent me the Boys oversized omnibuses.
Oh man, I've been dying to read that. Dude,
so I got
Volume
Volume 1.
Fucking chain.
I just watched all of Season 1 and fucking loved it.
Dude,
loved it.
Dude,
there's Volume 2.
You said you got plenty of those?
No, they sent me a set for me.
Oh, yeah, because that's
there's Volume 2.
Dynamite thing. Lucky son of a bitch.
Yeah, man, the Dynamite's cool, and I'm cool, and so got the Boys, and that's what I brought for
show. Let me borrow those when you're done.
Yeah, I'm going to fucking ship them to you, bro. I'll tell you what, you can get them right now. You can get them right now at your local comic shop. They got a Kickstarter where they're actually crowdfunding this. Crowdfunding, they're already available, but you can get them on Kickstarter, and there's extra shit you can get along with it. There are signed editions, and you can get these on dynamicforces.com. And if you do get them at dynamicforces.com, be sure to enter Robbie at your cart. You'll receive 10% off.
Nice.
So there you go.
Dude, James is so fucking awesome as Soldier Boy. I gotta just tell you just wait till you get to see.
I loved Season 1, so I'm excited to get into Season 2 and get caught up.
So all good.
Was that all you had, boss?
Yes, sir.
Brooks, you want to go next?
Sure. I'm actually done a show and tell, so I have like a bunch of stuff to. But I picked this up at Walmart a little while back. This is they did Avatar: The Last Airbender figures. And like I saw them at Walmart, I was like, if they have a Toph, I'll get that one. And sure enough, there was one Toph left, so I had to pick her up. The staff is like, I don't know what that's from, but it was like laying around and it like the colors matched up, so I put it in her hand. I think it's like a He-Man figure.
Oh,
very cool.
But I picked this up from Walmart a little while back too. I've been watching through the old Sailor Moon episodes.
nice.
They're different. The translation is different from how I remember it, and the voices are different. But pretty good.
You watch them dubbed or subbed?
I'll watch them dubbed.
Yeah.
It's like I prefer to watch my anime dubbed if I can.
It's just easier that way, man.
Yeah, it's like I don't like to have to read while I'm trying to watch.
No, I hear you, man.
But I do like to read this. This is one that my good friend Robbie slipped into my box. It's
of course
Poussey by Daniel Klaus.
Is that Poussey?
Yeah, dude, this book is so funny, dude. It's like a satirical look at the comics industry. It's hilarious. Like the dude on the back there, that's like he's pretty much a Stan Lee kind of stand-in.
Hell yeah.
Fucking love that. And one last thing I've picked up recently, I've been dying to show it off, is somebody gave me this. It's a Retron 5. But yeah, so it has the HDMI port in the back.
What is that, like a sandwich machine? What does that do?
Is that a retro game machine?
It has a cartridge. It has Famicom, NES, Super NES, Genesis, and Game Boy Advance slots.
Oh, yeah.
I've been thinking about getting one of those, bro.
It came with this little controller.
Yeah.
You can use, but the guy who gave it to me said that it works with like most standard controllers. So I don't know if my like SNES or NES Classics would work with it, maybe. But yeah, I thought that was fun. Like now I want to get cartridges though.
Yeah, that's the problem
Definitely.
because they ain't cheap right now.
Nah.
All right, let's see what I got. I got a bunch of things we're going to go fast. Got these in this week. These are very interesting. These are Mego puts these out called micros. They're micro versions of their actual figures. So you'll notice there's a little
Yeah, I've
card
seen
in
them.
there. This is the fly,
Oh.
and there's the back of it. So the actual micro versions of their figures, kind of cool.
How much was
Yeah.
it?
I don't know how much these are. They're like $10 or something like that. Here's the micro version of the Headless Horseman. And then micro version of the Mummy.
Man, you be keeping Mego in business, baby.
Yeah, Mego's going because of me. A couple of Megos that came out this week. They put out Deathstroke.
Oh, that's cool.
These were, I think, Comic Con, no, Diamond Distributor version. So you kind of
those
had to order them
PX,
for
is
that.
that PX preview or something?
Yeah, but that Deathstroke is it's kind of wild.
That's gonna look cool though with the sword out of box.
And here's Batman Beyond.
Oh, hell yeah!
Mm.
That they've never done a Batman Beyond, have they?
No, this is the first one they did.
That's sweet.
So that's brand new.
Those minis
And
are brand new too.
then the creme de la creme of what I got this week, my EXO Mr. Spock.
Oh,
Evil
Robbie's gonna nut.
And
That's dope, man. It's not
There
making me
is.
cream myself.
Just wait till you see his face.
It's not like it's Pinhead. If it was Pinhead, I would cream myself in pain.
so EXO 6 is coming. EXO 6 is coming out with all the Trek stuff, and they got some really
You gotta
amazing.
put-
I can't wait till you get the Enterprise that's to scale with that.
Yeah, I did pick up the Play Mobile Enterprise. I have to put that up at some point. But yeah, so it's 112, and very good. Now got some films in
You gotta
today.
put another Enterprise up.
Got Tombs the Blind Dead, Spanish horror.
Have you seen
This
that
is-
before?
I did. It was why I watched it. It was good. I very much enjoyed it. They have both the original cut and the American cut. And interesting enough, this movie they were going to release it as a Planet of the Apes prequel or sequel. They had a version. They were going to say these monks were actually ape descendants after a war. It's on here. It's pretty wild.
Who put that out? Synops?
This was put out by Synapse, I believe. Yeah.
I was just wondering for anyone who might want.
And then they had a Kino Lorber sale, so I picked up They Came from Outer Space.
Dude, I want to get those Outer Limits on that sale.
Starflight 1, which is a TV movie about the shuttle with Lee Majors. TV slasher, The Victim, with Elizabeth Montgomery, who was in Bewitched. What else we got here? Astro Zombies with John Carradine. Lots of boobies in this.
Nice. I have to check that one out, brother.
The Brain Eaters. The Flesh Eaters.
Ooh.
And the Toe Eaters.
Shout Factory She Creatures. They sent this with a poster.
Yeah, that poster is cool. That's a really nice little
That just
Classic.
came out this week.
classic poster.
Zoltan, Hound of Dracula.
Zoltan.
Also
Wild.
known as Dracula's dog.
Zoltan.
Zoltan.
So is Zoltan like the Silver Surfer for Dracula, basically?
The 4D man.
Shambhala. Shambhala.
The 4D man. Parasite 3D.
Oh, that's I think
You can
Charles
3D
Band.
these nuts. 3D's
Yeah.
nuts.
Charlie Band's first
Yeah,
3D
Charlie Band,
movie.
Demi
And it
Moore.
might be Demi Moore's first movie.
Yeah.
That's a good one, man. I wanna see
Scream and
that
Scream Again with Vincent Price, Christopher Lee, and Peter Cushing.
Oh, very cool.
And last but not least, also another Scream Factory. This was actually in, if you paid attention, the black phone, the Tingler
Tingle these nuts.
with Vincent Price, and this was the first movie to
Is that the one
have.
where they had the things in the theater seats?
Yeah, this movie had
Yeah.
Percepto, and Percepto was basically they wired the seats up to give you a little electronic.
Oh, is that
Yeah.
like what
Let's
the
bring
John
that
Goodman
back.
matinees from?
Well, I
Matinee's
think
kind of based on
I
that kind of
think-
shit. Yeah.
They are.
Cinemark is bringing back a form
The
of this
D-box. It's called like
The
the
D-box.
D-box or something.
that's going to give you a little jolt in your seat.
Yeah, this shit, it's gonna be like surround sound in the chairs, and the chairs shake, and like someone said they saw the new Jurassic World in D-box, and they said it was really cool.
Yeah, they don't have that yet around here, but I guess.
Yeah, not mine either. For certain movies, I'd see that because obviously it's gonna cost a fucking.
What kind of
arm and a
box?
D-box.
leg. I think it's called D-box.
D-box these nuts.
The D-box.
All
Well,
right.
the trouble is they have upcharges for all that shit. So
So Amazon had a thing the other day, man, where it was like I had a $10 off coupon on certain movies, and one I've been wanting for a while, man. Huge fan of
mhm.
Twilight Zone.
Fuck
So
yeah,
been
bruh.
dying to get season 1 that season 1 of Night Gallery that Kino Lorber put out. Especially now they announced season 2 coming out. So
Love me some
Yeah,
Night Gallery. I used to watch that
yeah,
late
yeah.
late at night on cable, man.
got the slip too, baby. No reversible artwork though, but they got a crap ton of commentaries for like for all the episodes. So
And this is the first time that these could be seen in their full hour-long format because the syndication stuff was always 30 minutes.
yeah, if you're gonna if you own the freaking that DVD set, I don't think did it ever get a Blu-ray set in those clamshells?
No, the DVD ones had the syndicated versions.
Yeah, so this is the way to own it, man. I really hope the Twilight Zone set. Look, I don't own the sets, so you would know. So I know you said you were
Yeah,
gonna.
I get the Blu-ray
DVD
Twilight
ones,
Zone. Yeah,
but I don't know how the Blu-rays look. But those are definitely in better shape than these were. You know, this had some issues. So this is the best way to watch this now. And I can't wait to go back. I've seen some of them because Scarpad's uploaded them onto his Plex.
yeah, like everything else, there's good ones and there's not so good ones.
But I can't wait because season 2 is like the big one. Like
Season
season
2 is where it
1
gets
only
better.
has a few episodes, and then season 2. That's why I've been waiting for it to go down in price because it's only like 4.
And
It's like the one movie.
it's got the 2-hour pilot, which was directed by Steven Spielberg, his first movie.
Also, this is one I'm so happy to have because they did like they did a overseas release, and I missed the ball on it, so I was hoping they would do a freaking American version, even though it was 4K. Freaking True Romance, baby.
Very cool, man.
Dude, this is one of my favorite movies, man. I love it, man. Such a great cast, such a great script by Quentin Tarantino. Freaking a lot. It was such a great cast. Man.
Directed by Tony Scott, man. Directed by Tony Scott. And you know that Quentin doesn't like that. He wrote the screenplay to be non-linear, like Pulp Fiction or something. And Tony Scott's like, what is this fucking rubbish? I'm just going to film this in order. But it's still a great movie, man. I love that.
I gotta get it. It does have the theatrical and director's
Wasn't
cut.
that like one of Tony
I know
Scott's
the endings
last
are
movies?
different. Where I think Quentin was mad that Christian Slater dies, and I think the theatrical, but the directors, I think he lives. I want to say because that's what I watched was the directors, and he lived.
Or is it the other way around?
It's the other way around.
I watched the directors. I'm pretty
He lived
sure.
in the movie. He lived in the actual.
I don't know, but I swear I watched the director's cut and he lived.
It's
maybe
a good
I
movie,
watched
though,
Maybe I fucked up and watched theatrical. I don't know. But you get a freaking Val Kilmer as Elvis. You get freaking a young Brad Pitt as a stoner.
Dude,
it's really cool.
He's made a bong out of the gummy bear not the gummy bear, but the honey bear jar or whatever.
Yeah, that's very nice. I got the steelbook version of that. It's very nice.
Oh, you ended up going with the steelbook?
I think I got the steelbook. I have to look over there.
I saw the steelbook at work, but I liked this artwork better than the steelbook. I just like this better. I think it just went better.
Yeah.
but that's my opinion. I thought it was cool that they gave you this box in a steel book too, so for the same price, and it comes with a little poster, which I'll probably end up putting up eventually. I just want to stuff like that. I want to frame though, man. But yeah, man, so happy. I watched it too. As soon as I got it, man, it looks great.
The transfer is really nice on that movie.
Yeah, really good. Arrow usually does good. And got a package from one of our viewers, and he said he wanted to ask if it was cool that he could send me this, and I was fucking pumped as hell because I had wanted it but haven't had the money. And this will be not next week's, but the week after that, we'll be reviewing this, and it works out perfect because it's on Shudder. William Peter Blatty's The Ninth Configuration.
Oh, cool.
So yeah,
I've been wanting to check that one out, man. That's awesome.
Yeah,
It's
man.
on Shudder. It's on Shudder.
Yep,
Hell yeah.
it's on Shudder. It's on Shudder.
It's on Tubi too, I think.
And I think Joe Bob recently did a Last Drive-In on it. One thing though, man, Scream Factory, I thought they might have fixed it by now, but on the side they fibbed up and it says the ninth coin. There's an I in there.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I thought they would have fixed that.
Everybody's gonna bitch and they're gonna send slip covers to people.
They're not sending slips. You would think though, for like these because I think this is it's limited to 1,500. You would think these would come with like slips though, because you're paying the same price, man. But these aren't even collector's editions. They just make them limited. But
they're like, we think we can move 2,000. Let's just do 1,500.
I think. Well,
but that's what leads to $500 Slumber Party Massacre 2 and 3.
Oh yeah,
double feature
because
sets.
once this is gone, and maybe the company that was putting out the DVD goes out of business,
and they only did 1K of the Slumber Party set. They only did 1K. Yeah.
I ordered the Child's Play set this week, and I wasn't gonna get that, but I saw that figure from NECA with the burn, the charred.
Dude, so cool.
Chucky, I wanted that, so I ended up ordering
Bacon Chucky.
Yeah, dude. Arrow did smash it with that True Romance release.
Speaking of smash that like button, everybody.
Hell
Watch
yeah.
the video to the end, which doesn't make sense for me to say that now because here you are at the end.
Yeah. And man, if there's a movie y'all want me to review, man, let me know. Y'all send that shit my way. And
he's like, you want me to review a movie? You send it to me.
Yeah.
By the way, here's a list of 10 movies I want to do.
No,
VHS only, please.
No,
bro. If anybody's got any VHS, send it to me.
You can message me and
them.
ask me if I have it or not. Obviously, I don't want double copies. If I did receive that copy,
someone send him another ninth configuration so he can send it to me.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
I'm curious.
PO Box Dylan D's Nuts 345.
I'm curious to see
Dipshitville, Ohio.
How long
3590210.
You don't know your damn address, but I wonder if the Shudder release is this release, because this has a 2K scan. And I remember when I was watching it, because the cinematography on this is very unique. You know what I mean? It's very dreamlike at times. So I can't wait to check this out, man. Thank you again, Zach. Appreciate that, my man. Hell yeah. So Society next week and the ninth configuration right after. So y'all got your homework for the next 2 weeks, man. And in the meantime, I'll definitely I have like a list, but because it kind of got messed up, because I want to do Society a certain day, but I could not do it without Robbie. So I'll did you put up the poll yet for the full moon double feature?
No, we're gonna be putting that up
just
tonight.
a couple people were asking me, so I just wanted to know.
We'll put it up tonight. Let's go ahead and plug it. Yeah, PCP Army on Facebook. Join the Facebook group. We're about to do a Dylan's Horror poll. So there you go.
Oh yeah, full moon double feature. Robbie has already picked Sorority Babes of the Slime Bolorama, and I said that I just couldn't pick, man. So I'll leave it up to y'all to pick what we're gonna review as my full moon pick.
There's too many good ones.
Dude, yeah, definitely.
But if you want to vote, you got to be on Facebook on the PCP Army. So
I'm excited for that, for those 4K Chucky. I hope they because this year I thought they were just doing the Halloween 6, but I heard that they're releasing the rest of the Halloweens on 4K Scream Factory. So if they're doing that, man, that would be so awesome. I just want like 6 to Rob Zombies. I mean, even if they didn't give me Rob Zombies in 4K, that would be okay. But as long as I get, Curse, H2O, I mean, Resurrection, I don't need 4K, but if I had it, I would obviously want it. But I'd rather have the Rob Zombies than freaking Resurrection.
No, isn't H2O a different company though?
Yeah.
Curse,
Wasn't
H2O,
that-
and Resurrection were done by
wasn't
Yeah,
Disney?
yeah, they were done by
It was Disney, I think, that did that.
Disney.
Uh,
But
they-
I think they've worked the rights out before.
That's
So
what
I think they
I
can.
was gonna say, man. They worked them out before, so I'm
Because
hoping.
there's different distribution rights between 2 and 3 as opposed to 1. Like 1, 4, and 5 are one company, and then 2 and 3 are one company, and then 6, 7, and 8 are one company. Yeah. Anyway.
Anything? You said the show's not going on tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow night, no Rock and Robbie Live, but I will be going live at 7 p.m. Central Time, just like normal, but I'm doing a Heroes Con recap and haul. So I'll be talking about my experience, sharing some pictures, and showing off everything I bought at Heroes Con and everything I got signed. So you don't want to miss that. That's going to be super, super fun.
Nice. All right. Well, I think that about does it for this week. Thank you everyone for hanging out this week. Be sure to do your homework, check out Society. Definitely check out the 9th configuration. That's going to be a good one because, we love our William Peter Blatty up in here. Not everyone, but we do. Appreciate everyone who came out and hung out with us. I hope you guys have a great, safe weekend. Have a happy 4th of July. You know what I'm saying? And we will see you guys next week. Peace out. Stay safe, man.
Pop, pop, boom.
Thank you.